earlier than usual. In fact, I don't see anyone in the chat, but you see my beautiful pool. It's ready to go in. Maybe I may even go in today. Someone hit the chat at 14 seconds, 13 seconds. I don't know who it is yet. It's not showing their name. But it's really a beautiful, beautiful morning. And I just decided to come on a little early. Just coffee with Cannon, backyard beverage, whatever you want to call it. Shoot the shit with Cannon. Here we are. Here we are. Where's all my folks from across the pond? I'm just seeing one person in the chat. They're taking their time. 1 and 1. We got one in the chat and one thumbs up. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the weather's supposed to be like today, but it seems like it's on pace to be a nice 80, 85 degree day. It's just absolutely gorgeous. I wish these birds, though, would shut up. Lovebug53, how are you? Good to see you. Lovebug, do you have one of those old Volkswagens? Is that where the name comes from? They used to call that the Love Bug. Those I had a Volkswagen Bug a long time ago, you know, the stick shift and everything. Those cars, man, you couldn't kill them. As long as you took care of them, I mean, you couldn't kill them. And one of the amazing things about a Volkswagen Bug is that the engine back in the day used to be in the rear. So when there was like a foot of snow, you would plow right through the snow because the car was so light in the front. It was like a sled. It was like it was like almost like having a jet ski, not a jet ski, a snowmobile. Would plow right through it with that little Volkswagen. But there's a lot of things that weren't great with Volkswagen Bugs. Karen Willett, morning, good morning. I'm seeing people I haven't seen them. K.H. Walker, hi everyone. Vancouver. Say hello to my buddy Jim Burns in Vancouver. Blues guitarist Jim Burns, great man. Love him, man. I haven't seen him in years, but I love the guy. Tennessee girl, hey Sergeant Bill, hope you're doing well. I'm hanging in there, guys. You know, I still haven't driven my brand new car just because I'm really not supposed to drive yet till my hip heals a little bit better and I'm on some medication. But it's parked in the front driveway. I haven't used it yet. Today when I go to my appointment, my wife's going to drive me, but in my car, you know. So, Red Hook, Brooklyn, good to see you. Robert Clark. Made it. Hey, Bill. Hey, chat. Karen Willard, hope you get better. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not complaining. It's all part of it, man. We're all going to get something one of these days, right? EJ, good morning. Monica Unknown, is that a patio umbrella from Costco? I have no idea. I think we got them from Home Depot. I could be wrong. I don't know exactly. Hard to handle. How are you, KH Walker? I can't even read that. 7EVN it says. Stacy Myers, Tennessee is sad today. 2 officers shot overnight. That's horrible. That's horrible. Willez Pony, good morning, Sergeant Bill. So glad you got your new car. I am too. You know, guys, I don't buy a car. I lease cars, and that's why I get a new car every 36 months, and in this instance, 39 months. But I didn't know I'd get the car because there's a supply chain thing, and you can't get a car. I go to Acura. There's no cars in their lot. And my lease was up over 2 months ago. So I called up my Acura dealer and I said, "You're gonna have my car?" He goes, "Yeah, we ordered it, should be here." So I wasn't expecting it to happen, and it happened, and I was just so thrilled. You know, it is when you have a lease, the last few months of it, you don't do the maintenance because you don't want to, you know, you're gonna buy new tires. Tires on an Acura for 4 probably cost about $1,000. So I'm not going to replace that. Probably needed front brakes. Am I going to replace that? No, because I'm going to return the damn car and they're going to fix everything, you know. Tina Wright, have you been swimming in the pool? No, I haven't been in the damn pool yet. I should be slapped. I should be put on a rack and stretched out, but not yet. I'm going to go in soon. I'm going to go in. Kathy Bates, how are you? Good to see everybody. You know, here I am, 55 people in the chat, 12 thumbs up, and it's only 4 minutes in, and it's like 10 o'clock. This might be the new hour to come on. I'm waking you guys up. Or maybe you're up already, and you just want to, you know, talk to somebody. Yeah, I should have a pool gathering, a barbecue. Dino Days Honda Turners, thank you for the £5 super chat. Enjoying all the updates from the UK. Tara, have an Acura MDX and the maintenance is very expensive. Yeah, you know, I was offered the MDX in 2019 when I got the RDX, and that was my second RDX, and I was offered it for the same price, but I like the RDX better. It's smaller, more compact. It's a brilliant car. So I actually turned down the MDX at the same price, which is supposed to be an upscale car, and then I'm quite happy with the RDX. Tina Wright, yes, I am on a blood thinner, and to tell you the truth, I think the blood thinner knocks the shit out of you, and that's why I think I'm tired all the time. Like yesterday, I did an episode. I came on at 1 o'clock, and I covered the Gabby Petito story and all the things happening in that. And I was gonna do another show later on. I was just too damn tired. I think it's the blood thinner. So I'm going to see the doctor today at 12:45, and I'm hoping he'll scale back some of my medication so I can feel a little bit more normal, but we'll see. Here I am talking about all my medical problems in an open forum chat, Karen Willette, well, it's good to know. Blood thinner made my husband sleep all the time. Yeah, I take a nap in the afternoon, and I'm not a napper, but that's the answer. The blood thinner just really beats you up. Beats you up. So let's talk about better things. Look how beautiful a day it is today, right? It was a good day. I did not have to use my AK. None of my friends got killed today. It was a very good day. Hey. Surrey in UK too. Dino Days Honda tuners. Oh, I like that. Even you guys know I love to play guitar. I can't really even play guitar because I put it on my hip, and you move your leg a certain way to hold the guitar in place, and it just hurts like hell. So I got to sort of even chill out for a little bit from playing the guitar, which I love to do just for fun. So all the things I love to do, and then yesterday, of course, my wife calls me from her work, and she says, "Have you walked yet today?" I go, "No, I haven't." She goes, "Go out on your walk," and I know I have to walk because that's part of like the PT for the hip, but it hurts like hell to walk. And I actually walked probably just under a half mile, but it's not. I'm not trying to get a star put on my refrigerator, but it hurts. It hurts to walk, but I know I have to do it. And then once I get a little bit closer, I'm going to start going back to the gym and do very light leg work to rehab my hip and my legs. So I'm sure you guys love to hear these stories. I'm going to rehab my hip. Oh, here's this old man telling us about him and his stupid hip. We don't care about that. Thank you, Tina. I definitely lost some weight. And I don't know how much I lost, but I'll tell you the secret to losing weight: stop drinking red wine. That's my secret. I stopped, and I love Cabernet, but I was also told I got to chill out a little bit from drinking my favorite Cabernet for a while. And not stop, but just chill. Walk, they're nice, no longer than 20 minutes. Thank you for the advice. Nancy Penny, nice to see you. I'm getting over congestive heart problems, feeling much better now that I'm having, good for you. Good for you. I always say when people say, oh, it's too bad, you got this, you got that. No one escapes this shit. You know what I mean? We're all going to get something, and you have to deal with it, right? We have to deal with the good and the bad in life, the happy, the sad, and, health problems, health issues, they're going to come up, and, it's how you deal with it. I hate to use the cliche, it's not how you do when everything's going good, it's how fast you recover when you get knocked on your ass and you get back up. And that's the key to life, I think. But this is coffee with Cannon, backyard beverage, whatever you want to call it. Lovebug 53, I have arthritis, hurts bad. Lovebug 53, I feel you. I got them in both shoulders and both hips, obviously. That's why I needed new hips. They actually wanted to do a rebuilt left shoulder. I'm never, ever having shoulder surgery. I've talked to so many people that have had shoulder surgery, and they say, deal with the pain. Do not get shoulder surgery. I even went to see a heating pad. That's probably a good idea. I even went to see the shoulder surgeon, and she looked at it and she goes, your range of motion isn't bad. She goes, how's the pain? I go, it's not horrible. It's not great. I go, I used to like to play golf, but now if I swing a golf club, I'm like, oh, it hurts, So what do? I give up golf. That's all. I don't need to play golf. So I asked the surgeon, I said, could I, Joey Brooklyn, good to see you, buddy. Thank you for all you guys, your wishes and your prayers. Believe me, that stuff definitely helps. Definitely helps. Any of you guys that aren't subscribed to Police Off the Cuff on our YouTube, I would think you're crazy to not be. But if you're not, go on our YouTube, hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, ring that bell. If you want to contribute to this channel, yeah, someone said, did you get that Acura RDX from the super chats? I go, I think not. I used to have a job as a police sergeant. I think that's what paid for my for my Acura RDX lease, you know. Maybe I'll try to write it off for the Police Off the Cuff podcast. See how that would work. I don't know if it would, but no. So look, one of the things through my life growing up, I was one of 8 kids. And growing up, I had the shittiest cars you could imagine. I always seemed to have cars that had carbon monoxide coming into the car, cars that had bad tires, cars that had different tires on each side, cars where the brakes were going, cars that the radio never worked. You get the drift, right? So now that I'm older, that I can afford a new car. Tina Wright, I have no news on Summer Wells, no news. I have, in fact, been covering, you know, Gabby Petito, the Dylan case from Utah, the missing young man that's 19. I think Duty Ron's going to cover that tonight. People wanted me to cover the Supreme Court decision on the gun laws in New York State. Lovebug 53, all my cars are paid for. You know, Lovebug 53, I don't buy cars anymore. I just lease them, you know. Some people say, oh, that's not smart to do financially. For me, it works, all right? I get a new car every 3 years. You don't have to spend so much money on no big jobs on a leased car because you're going to return the damn thing, right? Joey Brooklyn, yo! Dylan Rounds case is very sad. Yeah, Tennessee girl, I don't know. Now there's a $100,000 reward for information in regards to Dylan Rounds case. JM, good morning. Good to see you. Good to see you guys too. Good to see everybody in the chat. Guys, let's get the thumbs up. We got 68 in the chat, 42 the thumbs up. Let's equal that out a little bit, you know? So good to see. I know as you guys know, I'm on a little earlier than usual. Came on just maybe 2 minutes to 10. Tara Ellis, you drive to work, your daily commute is 120 miles. Wow. How much time does that take? Not just the distance, it's time. Tina Wright, always thumbs up. Nikki Bella, good to see you, Nikki. Where's the Pranzos? I guess it's too early for the Pranzos. They may be eating their big breakfast right now, or they may be at the beach already, you know. They live right near Long Island Sound. They just walk down the block, and they're right on the Sound. And I'm sure they love living out there. That's the North Shore of Long Island for you guys from different locations. The North Shore of Long Island is the Long Island Sound, and the South Shore is the ocean. So incredible. On Sunday, my wife and I went out to Robert Moses State Park. Going over that bridge, the Robert Moses Causeway, there's no more beautiful place in the world. Just absolutely gorgeous. Looking out both ways. I shouldn't say that there are other places as beautiful or a little more beautiful. If you go to the Florida Keys, where I was months ago, every place you look is just spectacular, you know. We were in Isla Morada, like the fishing capital of the world. Joey Brooklyn's on the South Shore right now. Beautiful on the South Shore. What a day, Joey. Turner Family Memories. Pauline Buckles. Hi, Nikki. Good to see you. Good to see Pauline Buckles. Robert Clark. New York is like Maine. You have upstate where my son lived, which is way different than the city. Yeah, it's all, look, Long Island, 100 miles out to Montauk, right? I love Montauk, but it just, in the last few years, Montauk has gotten prohibitively expensive. I used to go out there just to go fishing, right? So you want to go out there, go fishing, you go out there the night before, you stay overnight, and you get up early in the morning, go fishing, and then you drive home. it's hard to get a hotel room for just one night. They want you to give a 3-night minimum. You know how much during season it costs for a hotel room in Montauk? Yeah, you guessed it, between $400 and $500 a night. So you're really gonna work tested. I'm missing Bill's live, but I'm a contract, so I'm all about the text. I'm so glad that the technology, you guys get notified when I go live. That's so fantastic. Pauline Buckles, I missed your live last night. Just as well may have argued with Joe. No, Joe was on the night before, and I know Joe. He speaks like a defense attorney in regards to Brian Laundrie. My opinion is much different than Joe's. And one of the things I do like about the show is that you don't have to agree with all your guests, and I don't agree with all my guests. But my opinion is that Brian Laundrie is a piece of garbage, and that's my opinion. Yeah, $400 or $500 a night. Isn't that ridiculous? Just to go out there and go fishing, and then you spend money to charter a boat too. So it's like ridiculous. So guys, one of the things I'm looking to rent a condo for the winter in Florida for the months of December, January, February, March, April. So I guess like 5 months. But if I had to rent it year round in order to get a cheaper monthly price, I would do that. Although I don't really have the need to be in Florida in May, June, July, August, September, October. But if I could get a 5 or 4 or 5 month rental, yeah, snowbird action, Joey Brooklyn, absolutely. And I would love to spend the whole winter there because I'm not digging the winters anymore. Anyone else? Anyone else in the Northeast not digging the winters anymore? I could do without the winter. I could do without the snow, And I could do my podcast from anywhere. So how cool would it be to do a podcast from Jupiter, Florida, if that's where I get my rental, and do some shows from down there. I think it would be fantastic, fantastico. 84 people in the chat, 60 thumbs up. Let's get more thumbs up. Let's get more in the chat too. Call your friends up. Where are all the people from England and Ireland and Australia? Jump in. I guess it must be off hours for you guys in those locations. I don't know exactly the different time frame. No, Tara, my wife can't work from anywhere, but sometimes she can work remotely. It depends what her boss is doing. If her boss is in town, she has to be in town. If her boss is doing a movie, she can work remotely. So that's the way her job works. So we're hoping that he gets a couple of movies next year so she can spend time with me in Florida. It would be amazing. She could work remotely. I could do my podcast. We could go to the beach every day. Karina I can see Maljav from Sweden. Great to see the Swedes. Jupiter is pretty, but I'm leaning west. Oh, West Coast. I more or less like the East Coast of Florida. My sister, my younger sister, she works remotely. She's from Long Island, but she works remotely. She lives in Florida now. She has 2 condos in Fort Myers. That's on the West Coast, and she loves it there. And she does not want any part of coming back to Long Island as far as living and working there and commuting. She's all set up just to work remotely. Lovebug53, I have 3 cabins in the mountains. I live right by the cave of lake. Can I come? Philly winters are rough, getting too old for slipping on ice. Isn't that the truth? No one ever thinks about slipping on ice and breaking your ass when you're young, right? But as you get older, slipping on ice doesn't seem so attractive, right? Slipping on ice and taking an asphalt shampoo, as they say, No, I don't need that. I don't need that. So yeah, that's funny that you said that. I say the same thing, I'm not looking forward to slipping. Sarasota is beautiful too, yes. Hard to handle. I can't do Florida or California. I hate bugs and snakes, hate winter. Look, for every upside, there's a downside, right? 88 people in the chat, 70 with the thumbs up. Tina Wright, you're very popular, Bill. Thank you for saying that. Hard to handle. I love the tag names in the chat. It's pretty. When I started doing doing the chat shows where I come out during the day, coffee with Cannon, backyard beverage, you know, shooting the shit, whatever you want to call this show. Hawaii, Mickey Mantle, too expensive and too damn far away. That's why I wouldn't even live in California, because California, like San Diego, that has the best weather probably of any place in the world. If you've never been to San Diego, it's worth going there just for the weather. Just incredibly beautiful. And every day the weather's beautiful. But, San Diego has its own problems. Super expensive. Has a huge homeless problem, like all of California. So that didn't really occur to me to go to California. Well, East Coast girls are hip. I really dig those styles they wear. I don't know all the words. They were doing a documentary the other night on Brian Wilson. And what a brilliant, brilliant guy, man. Too bad like he suffered his whole life with mental illness. Because the guy's like one of those like geniuses. Just a genius songwriter. And here he is, he's playing bass, he sings, he arranges, he writes, and he plays the piano. But what a songwriter. I mean, that Pet Sounds album, I hope a lot of you guys know what I'm talking about. The Pet Sounds album, I don't have the exact years that it came out. When it came out, it wasn't viewed as a success, either commercially or artistically. But 20 or 30 years later, it's viewed as it's a masterpiece. It's just a masterpiece of songwriting. You know who was Paul McCartney is age 80. Yeah, Bon Jovi sang Happy Birthday to him the other night. The Beatles were huge fans of the Beach Boys. So talking about someone, verifying your geniusness, the Beatles loving the songwriting of the Beach Boys, Hello, Bill, mods and chat. Linda Cosme, great to see you. I'm seeing some names in the chat I haven't seen in a while. Hard to handle. I'm a huge John Lennon fan. Great songwriter also. All the, look, McCartney, Lennon, of course, brilliant songwriters, but so was George Harrison. When you think of some of George Harrison's songs that he wrote, Something, Here Comes the Sun, I'm trying to think now. Oh, While My Guitar Gently Weeps. Linda Sheehan, at Mike Champion, my oldest son lives in West Palm Beach. He loves it there. Beautiful there. West Palm is about 35 minutes from Jupiter. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get a place in Jupiter. That's where I'm looking. And if I get a place in Jupiter for next winter, I'm there. I'll be saying, hey, I'll be doing this Coffee with Cannon from Jupiter. Live from Jupiter, Florida. Here we are, Coffee with Cannon. Backyard beverage. So guys, I covered some of the Gabby Petito case. Bee Gees, great band too, absolutely. Florida State is beautiful country. The whole thing with the Gabby Petito thing, where now they're, the Petitos are lodging a wrongful death lawsuit and also a civil case against the laundries. All this new information is coming out now. The FBI apparently had given Stephen Bertolino, who is the laundry's attorney, Brian's handwritten notes, his confession to killing himself and his confession, in fact, murdering Gabby. Hard to handle, Bill. I grew up at risk. My mom would pass out drunk when I was 4. She always left the Beatles on. Sorry, I couldn't read the whole thing. I need to take the Evelyn Woods speed reading course for some of these long chats. So Brian Laundrie not only confessed to killing Gabby Petito, but he confessed to committing suicide in these notes. I don't know if you guys saw it. News Nation covered it a great deal. I covered it yesterday, and I covered it a couple days ago with Joe Murray. When he talks about murdering Gabby Petito, he almost makes it sound like he was putting her out of her misery, which to me is just, I, I never thought the guy, Rachella Pranzo, hi, I'm all getting ready to pick up our new car, listening in. Rachella, great. What kind of car are you getting, Rachella? Lieutenant Pete and Rachella getting a brand new car. I know she mentioned it to me. Uh, what kind of car are you getting, Rachella? Well, they'll come back on and they'll let us know. Yeah, so Brian Laundrie is a dirtbag, and I just think he had no character. He's a 2022 BMW M440. Woof! Is that an SUV or is that a sedan? Wow, that sounds like an amazing car. Sounds like beyond my income level, but it sounds great. Abby, good morning, Bill. Good morning, JM. Hey, Bill, did you happen to watch Bloodline? It was filmed in Isla Morada. Amazing. No, I didn't, but now that you told me that, I'm gonna watch it. I'm definitely gonna watch it. Uh, yeah, so are his parents. I didn't dig his parents. I don't dig him. I think he's a real loser. And I really tell you the truth, as much as I fight with Joe Murray on it, I don't care for the attorney either, for Stephen Bertolino. And one of the things that I always bring up, and people forget about this, is that the strategy that the Laundries and their attorney Stephen Bertolino used in defending themselves and Brian resulted in the suicide of Brian Laundrie. So how was that a successful strategy? Tell me. Tell me how that was successful. White with Tacoma red interior. Look at Rachella's all excited about the new car. White with, that's fantastic. You get a little excited. You're like a little kid when you get a new car, right? And it's like, it's a keeper. You're going to bring it home, right? You're bringing it home like a present, putting it under the tree, although not this time, but it's a pretty cool thing. 99 in the chat. Can I get one more to pop over 184 thumbs up? Guys, if you're not subscribed to our YouTube, please go on the Police Off the Cuff YouTube. It's free to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. Ring that bell. And if you want to support us, we have a Patreon with 3 different levels. And if you want to join our YouTube family, we have 5 different levels. And you see the folks in the chat with the green font. They're part of our YouTube family. Brian wasn't, we'll talk about, I may do a show later in the day more about Brian Laundrie. Apparently there's some recent TV show that came out about Brian Laundrie and Gabby Petito. Pretty early, right? I mean, it's less than a year and already they're making TV shows about the case. I mean, the case was internationally famous. It caught the imagination pretty much of everyone, of everyone across the world. And very sad case, Tell you, a lot of these cases that we come up with, people notify me on YouTube all the time, and they'll tell me about a missing person case. Can you get involved in this? And one of the things that a lot of folks that don't realize is that we, myself and Phil and my channel, Police Off the Cuff, we're not private investigators. What we are is content providers. And we weigh in on these cases, but we're not boots on the ground where we may be able to help solve it indirectly, but if you're not boots on the ground and interacting with the investigators, actually talking to people, doing the investigation, we can't really, we're not going to solve the case. But I appreciate the people that contact me, and sometimes I'll in turn contact Midwest Equus, Dave Rader, and I'll ask them if they're interested in a certain case. And excuse me, and they also have their own rules. I think Equus won't get involved in a case unless they're contacted by the police covering the jurisdiction of the missing person. So, it's never an easy thing. People are always asking us to get involved in the Gilgo Beach case. And that's, you know, that case is 10, 11 years old. The bodies weren't discovered till they had been out there for over 10 years. So very difficult case, and I can't spend all my time investigating that case. We have to like go from case to case. So, but very interesting case, very, very interesting. When I first started doing this, I covered that a little bit with Barbara Butcher. Where's Barbara Butcher been? Her book must be coming out pretty soon, right? I tell you, the lighting has changed. It looks really dark here now. It's hard for me to see the screen, but pretty pink flowers. Where are you seeing the pink flowers? I guess I can't see them because it's so dark here now. Yeah, it's beautiful back here by the pool, that's for sure. It does look beautiful back here. How's everyone doing where they are? How's it in England? Is the weather nice in England? The pool looks like it really, it's ready to go. Yeah, it's ready to go. It's just, it's probably cold right now. What a wimp, right? I won't go in because it's cold. I need to Wim Hof. Those are the people that go into ice cold water because it has therapeutic value to doing that, you know. My son used to do that. Take a cold shower for like 5 minutes. Ugh. And Wim Hof is some Scandinavian guy that tells everyone, oh, going into ice cold water for 10 or 15 minutes will heal all your ills. It'll get your blood going. And Vespa just got home. Hello, UK is nice at this moment in time. Good, good. That's great. That's fantastic. I think it's time for me to get a haircut. My hair's a little longer than usual. Maybe I'll see if I can get there today. Get a little bit of a haircut. You know, these days, certain places you go to only take cash, and most places don't take cash. So like, right, most of the time now, I don't carry cash anymore, you know, because I'm so used to just using my card. But this barber shop I go to doesn't take a card. They just take cash. So I wish they'd get on board. You know what's the most ridiculous thing? You go to a gas station now, and you know there's not a single gas station out there that wants cash, but yet there's a cash price and a credit price. So say for a gallon of gas, what is a gallon of gas right now? Like 5 something? Say it's 5.09. So for a cash price, it'll be 5.09, and for a credit price, it'll be 5.19. So they're adding 10 cents a gallon for you to use your credit card. And I know there's a surcharge for the gas station, but I don't think it's 10 cents a gallon. And the reality is that if they took cash, they'd have to hire people to pump your gas. And they don't. So they're saving on that. Yeah, I'm just ranting. Do you guys feel me? You know what I'm talking about? Anyone get the same problem in your neck of the woods? I guess so. Well, we were at 109. Now we dropped back down to 99. Something I said? Linda Sheldon, at police off the cuff, Bill. Now your chat went off the air. You guys seeing, is the picture looking bright and clear? And because my screen right now is a little dark. Maybe I'll take it off the cradle here for a second, and I'll see if I can hold it in my hand and see how it. Nah, it's still it's just very bright, and I can't really read the chat too well. But absolutely, Bill. Someone just wrote. My futures are so bright I get to wear shades. Wow. Someone said something out with sunglasses once, that I wear sunglasses at night because when you're cool, the lights are always on, or something like that. Funny, right? Funny. I don't know if that's true, but it's funny enough, right? I'm going to put it back in the cradle because that obviously didn't work. So it's easier if I don't have to hold it. So guys, oh, look at that. Now I'm a little crooked. There we go. How's that? Seeing a little better now. 104 in the chat, 100 thumbs up. Mickey Mantle's in the chat. We've been on for 34 minutes and 56 seconds. Woof. again, guys, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, give us a thumbs up. Brad, oh, hey, Jimmy, calendars, Calandra, good morning. I didn't see Jimmy. Jimmy's in the chat. Hello, Jimmy Calandra. Philly Grimaldi told me that you were doing a show with Tommy Dades the other day. Tommy Dades is such a character. People love him. Every time he comes on someone's show, people want to listen to him. He's a mob expert, and I think they just think he's a character. He is a character. Hell of a good guy, too. One time, Tommy Dades was a hell of a boxer, too. You guys know that? He was, well, an amateur boxer, and he gave his time to kids from the hood, teaching kids how to box. Good guy, right? You want to know something? I've known Tommy Dades now, if I guess, in excess of a year, and yet I've never met him. The only place I've met him is right here on my show. And numerous times we had planned to meet in person to have dinner, and it always fell through for some reason. I think when you worked in the city and you don't have to go in there anymore, people don't want to commute into there. It's just a pain in the ass. Hard to handle. Bill is living his best life by the pool. You know something? Hard to handle. That's an expression I'm hearing all the time right now. Living your best life. I like it. I think it's a great expression, but it's sort of a new expression, isn't it? Live your best life. That's a good advice, isn't it? I'm living my best life, sitting by the pool, reading, doing whatever, doing coffee with Cannon, talking to my buddies in the chat. Pauline Buckles, good to see you. She's telling me how beautiful my yard is, the pool, the flowers. Dee Dee Robert, I'm jelly-faced. Tina Wright, thumbs up. Yeah, thumbs up, man. Jimmy Calandra has great people and interviews on the Bath Avenue stories. Yeah. Interesting story. Jimmy's got some great life story, you know. Some of these stories could be movies, TV shows, you know. You know, it's like I myself in Philly, I was doing some acting before COVID hit. And then when COVID hit, I was doing acting, I was doing stand-up, I was taking acting classes. And then I just got like, I can't deal with this anymore. I can't go into the city with this stupid mask on. And then there were no more acting classes in person. To take an acting class, you had to go like on Zoom. And I was like, there's no way I'm paying for acting classes and taking it on Zoom. There's no like interaction. So I stopped auditioning. I stopped taking acting classes. I belonged to this modeling agency that used to send me out on jobs. And then about a couple of months ago, I just told them, I go, I'm done. I'm not doing it anymore. And they were like so shocked. No, you're quitting? I go, look, I got this podcast. It takes up a lot of my time. Every time you send me an audition, it takes up my whole day. And then I got to find someone to read opposite me, and there's no one home. So what am I supposed to do? Grab the neighbor? So for now, you know, I don't know if I'll ever go back to it or go back to stand-up. I don't think I'll go back to stand-up. Stand-up is really tough, and I did it for 7 years, and it's a hustle, you know. When you're new in stand-up, A, you don't get paid, and B, you got to get up X amount of times per week to keep your chops, you know. It's almost like an actor needs an act, needs to act, and stand-up comic needs to get on stage. And if you don't get on stage, you don't remember your material, you don't write new material, you're not funny, you lose your timing. So it was one of those things, and I said, you know something, let me put it on hold for right now. So for right now, I'm not doing any acting, I'm not doing any stand-up comedy. All I'm doing is the podcast, which I'm happy with, and the podcast takes up a lot of my time. Oh, Hard to Handle wants to be my agent. I don't know, you might not make any money off me. You know, I was getting a couple of gigs a year, but nothing. You know, a couple of times I was up for national commercials, and I went to like final auditions, and I always wound up not getting it, you know. And even one time, a guy in my acting class, he beat me out for a national commercial. I didn't ask him how much he made. but I'm sure it was some nice money. So those are the type of things, you know, a lot of disappointment. And then just most of the auditions now, or all of them, you do via your iPhone. So you got to do them at home. As I said, you have to have someone to read opposite you. It's a lot of work, a lot of work. So I put my energy now into the podcast. Not saying, you know, I'll never do it. Tommy Karate, I couldn't, you know, Jimmy, I just saw that up there, but I didn't get to read the whole thing. You know, so many people that they get teased by the industry, you know. People always want cop stories. Do you know how they want them? How they want these cop stories? You guessed it. They want them for free, you know. So whenever someone contacts me like on LinkedIn, oh, I love your story, I love to this, I love to that, the next question I say is, how much? They never like that response. How much? I'm done with, you know, oh, well, I'll have to talk to the producer. No. Tell the producer right now, ask him how much. If the answer is nothing, I'm out. I'm out day one. Because I've been there before, you know. I've been to all this freebie stuff, and just going into the city, you know, it takes your time, and your time's worth money, right? Look, going into the city, if you drive, is a minimum of like 20 bucks between gas and tolls, and then parking on if you can park on the street. A lot of people can. You got to imagine paying for parking. There's spots in New York City that cost 50 bucks for a couple hours. So people want you to do shit for free? I don't think so. No. I always love when they're not expecting that question, and they ask you, oh yeah, so what, could you come in and I say, yeah, how much? Oh, well, what do you mean how much? I go, I get $500 a day plus expenses. If you can't pay that, then you can afford me. Well, let me go talk to the producer, and yeah, go ahead, you do that and call me back. And they always say, well, you know, it's a little bit much. Then I don't want to do it anyway. Bill, you and Tommy D should be in the movie as cops. You're right, we should. Real coppers should play the cops in these movies. We just saw the guy that was on our show a while ago, DeMeo. He's doing a TV show called Gravesend. And there's a lot of repeat actors that are on a lot of these mob shows. Willie DeMeo. He was on our show. He's the producer / director of a TV show called Gravesend. And it's in production right now. And I saw a lot of these different actors that are always on these mob shows. They're all, Bill can spin the pole, love it. He's not having them try to underpay him. Look, you know what it is? It's because I don't care. You know what I mean? You want me? Okay, these are my rules. You don't want, that's too much? Okay, I won't do it. I have too much respect for myself than to get taken advantage of by these cut rate movies or you know. And if they can't pay it, I understand, but then get someone else, you know. Look, when you've done it a bunch of times, you know these guys are like they're shysters, you know. The most talented people never get the roles. Yeah, but you know something? When you think about it, a lot of the people that are trying to break into the business at the lower end, they don't get paid because the people at the upper end are taking all the money. People at the upper end are making a fortune, so they can't pay the people at the lower end. So that's a catch-22. Jimmy Calandra says, I'm not a fan of DeMeo. You know, Jimmy, I don't know him well. I was introduced to him by Phil Grimaldi. We had him on the show. He talked to us about his movies. So I don't really know him to one way or the other. Just that a lot of people from your hood are in his movie or in his TV show, you know. So, guys, we're at 44:27. Look how long I talked to you guys. I just want to, that's right, Forsakes Alive. If they can't pay you, then they don't deserve you. That's for sure. That's for sure. Guys, it's 44 minutes and 44 seconds. I think I'm going to say good afternoon. I'm going to try to come on again later. I got a bunch more stuff I wanted to talk about with the Gabby Petito case, Brian Laundrie case. So perhaps later this afternoon. But I want to thank everyone for coming by today. I came on the air at about 10 o'clock, which is a little earlier than I'm usually on the air. But thank you guys for showing up. 111 in the chat, 115 thumbs up. Michelle, good to see you. Mickey Mantle, great show, Bill. It's great. It's a great show because of you guys, you know. Sherilyn Schaffner, thanks, Bill. Much love and respect. Hard to handle. You guys, I really am very thankful for you guys to come on and shoot the shit with Bill. Backyard beverage, coffee with Cannon. Have a great day. Jimmy Calandra says, if they want it for free, it's not for me. That's such a great saying. Guys, have a great day. Be safe.